Okay, Jackson, question number 2, please.
I love you guys. You are awesome. I have a boy going into middle school and I am freaking out. Please tell me it's going to be okay. I'm a 53-year-old single mom and I am scared as shit. Thank you.
I love you. That's amazing. First of all, you're badass. 53-year-old single mom, you got this. And I get it because I was terrified of middle school too. Middle school for me, I think, was my hardest time. I was severely bullied. It definitely taught me every lesson I needed to know about kindness and positivity, but had to go through it. And I feared for my own kids. And I will say, if you've been following me for a while now, you know that I definitely struggled through middle school. My youngest skipped 4th grade, putting him as very young in a grade that, again, was mixing 3 years worth of kids. Like, it was like from 13, 14, and 15. So he was the youngest. He is definitely a little bit more unique and different in the sense that he walks to his own beat. He knows exactly who he is and what he likes. He's not into sports. He's not into necessarily what all of, when you're going to a really small school, what all the kids normally do is just play sports. He's very tech savvy. He's obviously highly intelligent, really speaks well with adults. So for us, I was really panicked about just him not being able to make friends and him not being included. And now with all the social media, kids seeing everything and knowing everything, it was really scary to me. And I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and tell you that it's easy and everything's going to be perfect. I cannot promise you that. I think middle school is a tough time, I think, for everyone. I mean, it was for me and it still is. You know what I mean? I think it is an incredible time for kids to learn what they're made of, honestly. And I think all you can do is, lay the foundation of confidence, of feeling good in their own skin, reminding them daily to honestly look in the mirror and remind them that they're strong and capable and smart. And truly, we can't protect them from things. The world is a tough fucking place. Me constantly protecting Finn like no one's ever going to be mean to him, that's not going to help him. It is going to happen. So I think for us and for me, I had to stop putting my own insecurities onto him. I had to stop putting my own fears onto him because I was obsessing on it. I am a protector. I am a mama bear, and I have experienced it, so I know how bad it is, that I never wanted my kids to feel what I felt. So trust me when I say I was obsessed and terrified too. And maybe I even created a little of it because I was so obsessed with it. And I really was protecting him, and I thought I was protecting him, but I definitely put some of my own shit. I would bring things up a lot. I would ask the same question over and over again, which only put the idea in his head. He wasn't thinking about it. He wasn't worried about it. What I really noticed is that kids are quite resilient, and Finn wasn't noticing it. I was. He wasn't obsessing on it. I was. He wasn't scared. I was. So it was, again, trying to have a little self-awareness and change my perspective of what was going on. I had a lot of people tell me it's not about him, people liking him. I should just be worried about who he likes and him liking people and him finding his people, not people accepting him. I thought that was a really interesting way of looking at it. And I think, because I tell women that all the time, like, you're picking him. He's not picking you. When it comes to a relationship, you need to like him. You don't bend and change to make them like you. And I realized I was like expecting that of Finn. He is very confident in who he is. And I think all you can do is set that foundation, remind them daily how strong they are. If you can, if you're friendly with some of the kids' parents, setting up those play dates, making that effort with anybody they get along with to just have that one companion, that one friend that's like you've got that one stability. I don't think kids need 20 friends. I think they just need one good one. So I think a lot of it is us taking a moment to reflect, not put our shit onto them, not present it as fear and they're not going to be okay, because kids are resilient, they are strong. So I will say is just fill them with love and affection, and the best that we can do, I think, as parents is keep uplifting them and filling them with confidence and keep reminding them that we might not be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay, but just be kind and positive, and hopefully that comes back tenfold. But middle school is a hard place and it's tricky. And I think because puberty is all different ages. They all change and evolve so much that it's a really tricky time because it's a time that you really want to fit in. So I know for us with Finn, it was always just providing a lot of safe places that weren't school. You know what I mean? Like when he would come home, it was a very safe place for him to be exactly who he was. We make sure he hangs out with kids that with his friend that we know he's really comfortable and happy with. That's who we have weekend plans with. We go to camp with the kid that we know, to a camp that we know he'd fit in and feel really happy in. School's just not his place. That's not his favorite place. That's not where he's like thriving the most and has all the friends. But he has a lot of support all around him that makes school perfectly fine for him, honestly. John, what do you think about it?
A couple things. Find out what he's good at and that he really likes to do, because having something that you are better than all the other kids is important, because especially if there are sports, if it is debate, and get him involved in that if the school has it, and have him explore.
And if he does like sports, the outside
right,
school
right,
sports.
And then going also outside the school to make friends there, because school, again, it's school. You're not in middle school. You're not spending so much time.
I know a lot of Finn's
outside.
friends. A
You
lot
don't
of them
have to.
were all really good friends with their traveling sport team
Right.
friends. That's who they spent the most
People
time with.
outside, right? Because you're
Outside.
still having to drive them and set those things up. Two is, I think the thing that we did to Finn that I wish we didn't is we labeled him as the smart kid because he was smart. And what happened is in middle school is when he started struggling because he wasn't smart across the board on everything he did, and everything came naturally until it didn't. And when it didn't, it was like, oh shit, I'm not the smart kid anymore. We ended up having him tested, and we found the areas where he is weaker, and it was the visual, it was the memorization, and he just was struggling on those things. And once we figured out why, it's like, oh, it made sense. So try not to label them, because then they use that as their own
And then
self.
if they don't have it,
Right.
it creates an insecurity.
Right. And that was being the smart kid. So you just said you're a nice kid, you're the kind kid. Those are the labels you want, not that the smart kid or sporty kid, because that can backfire, as we witnessed.
Good luck. You got this.